no. Lift up the stream that parts the sea. I'm just a vessel in velvet shoes, guiding you through these market blues. Don't worship me. Give praise where the river flows free. I only carry the flame. The prophet ain't the name. The prophet ain't the name above. Oh, yeah. Step in the pulpit, pinstripe cufflinks, mint condition kick.
Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of the Overnight Vigil. Look, I just didn't think there was enough sacred prophet during the day. Needed more me time. Needed more time to talk to you guys. So we've been doing Sunday Fuel, right? We do Sunday Fuel, we go over trades for the weeks past, the week ahead, and we do revelations whenever something interesting happens in markets, especially within Bitcoin. But we talk a little bit about sacredprophet.com and the platform that we've created in order to give you access for free to the indicators that I create. But while some of you might know that I have 30 plus indicators inside of the library and growing, my goal is to get to thousands. I thought it might be nice for you to see how the sausage is made, how these indicators actually get in there, which ones I choose, that sort of thing. So today, later on in the stream, I'm going to be working on one from the Pine Trades YouTube channel, which is about the Stochastic Momentum Index. I always like these claims that people make online that these indicators are just unbelievable and top-notch, and they provide great signals or great returns or what have you. And I like to just make them, put them in the library, give them to you, and you get to see what they're like. Whether they're successful or not, that's up to you. And maybe you pair it with something else and you're able to get better signals. I'm not here to trade on your behalf. I'm here to give you the tools necessary in order to do so. What do I get out of it? Money, first of all. Not directly from you. Like I said, they are free. But you do sign up as an affiliate on one of our crypto exchanges. So I do get some of the money that you pay in fees. So I think that's fair. And two, I like building tools. I was one of those people who made money, lost money, made money, lost money inside of the stock market. And I was sort of like annoyed by why was this the case? And I wanted to know what's going on. Let me surface more information within the charts. What are the charts telling me that I'm missing that would help me with my trading style? And so I started making indicators for myself. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll post online. Maybe some people want me to make indicators and strategies for them. Next, some years later, and now I was doing it full time, and it was amazing. I got to see so many different types of trading styles that people were into. So that was fun. So I decided to start with a service for Sacred Prophet in order to just give people access to the indicators I've been making. Sometimes I make stuff for fun. It might be fun. So today we're going to be doing that. But before we get to there, I do want to talk to you about something. So I was talking to Peter, and he was saying that it's useful that in the conversations that I have with people behind the scenes, that I sort of have developed this mentality about how to think about trading, how to become a better trader, how to become a high value trader, someone who is not buffeted by the currents of the markets, who is not directed by their emotions, who are not FOMOing into trades or making reckless decisions. How do you prevent yourself from doing these things? And there's all kinds of information that I've gathered over time about it, different things that I've seen or read that I think is interesting, and different conclusions that I've come to. And we're going to be sharing them over the next weeks, months, years. Let's see how long it takes to get it out there. And we'll start tonight with one of the seminal books for me, or a series of books for me, from Nassim Nicholas Taleb, called the Incerto series. The Incerto series is a series about Incerto. That means uncertainty. I think that's what it is, uncertainty. Let me just check that. That's right, uncertainty. And it's a 5-book volume series, which starts with Fooled by Randomness, The Black Swan, The Bed of Procrustes, Anti-Fragile, and Skin in the Game. Now, you've probably heard of the term black swan already, right? You already know black swan as something that is unexpected. And this is true. But he goes into more detail as to what the black swan is and what kind of unexpected events occur. But let's start with fooled by randomness. We're going to just touch on a couple of these so you guys can see what's interesting about them. You should definitely pick up the books, definitely pick up the series. It's absolutely fascinating and changed the way that I thought about a lot of things, especially seeing my own faults. Now, the Incerto series starts with Fooled by Randomness, which is all about how human beings, we are made to look at a thing and look for patterns within it, especially like a stock chart. You look at the stock chart and you're looking for a pattern within it. And this can cause some pretty significant problems because it's sort of like when you're looking at clouds and you see a dog, a pig, a cloud, a horse, your wife cheating on you, all kinds of different things like this you're seeing on the when you're looking into the abyss. And it's just a natural byproduct of our evolution or creation, whatever you think, where we are trying to avoid situations, try to create things that are predictable, want to mitigate downside risk, all that sort of thing. So we're paying attention to patterns, trying to predict things in the future. And so it's useful for us to have this method where we see this what might be chaotic and turn that into some sort of order. But when it comes to betting markets, when it comes to casino, when it comes to stock market, when it comes to a bunch of different things, it can be extremely dangerous. Where the randomness, with the pattern that we're seeing within it, we're so certain that it's predictive of the future. Right? We see a shape of things, and then it predicts what will occur. Recently, actually there was an example that came to mind. I was watching this show on online called Couples Therapy. Not sure if you've seen this. It's sort of like this half documentary, half voyeuristic peek into people basically in therapy, couples therapy with a therapist. And it's fascinating because what happens is that these couples come in with different chaotic things from their childhood, from their current situation, from what's happening. They're piecing together this narrative, this story. They're surfacing pieces of information that they think is valuable. So the one partner will do it, another partner will do it, and then the therapist, their job is to put all this together. Right? They're trying to put this together, get a picture of what's happening in order to provide prescriptions, suggestions, homework, things that they can do in order to ameliorate the situation. And the idea here seems to be, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, it just seems to me from how people talk about therapy that there's basically a true thing that's happening and that each party is seeing it from their own perspective, and the therapist is there helping to see a middle ground, the true thing where people are put in their bias. They're trying to strip it away and then provide something approximating the truth that can then be revealed to the two individuals, and they can go ahead and be like, oh, have an aha moment, decide to change their ways or to test out something else to see if a different outcome might occur. And I can understand this. And all this to me is valuable. The one part I find to be problematic is that the pieces of the relationship are put together in such a way and delivered in such a way, from my perspective, as if this is the right answer. That somewhere the truth lies in between, and the therapist is able to see what the truth is and delivers it to the person. And the proof of this is the aha moment that one or both participants might have, where they see the shape of things that the therapist is providing, and they go, oh, wait a second. Wait a gosh darn minute, maybe I'm doing that. Maybe this is because of my childhood, some trauma that I experienced. Maybe I'm not seeing things from the other person's point of view, and they get this aha moment that they then can then decide to change. And it's my conclusion, it's my opinion, that you can organize the pieces of the narratives, the stories, the events, the perspectives into any number of shapes. And that the aha moment is presented to them when the person sees a coherency, when there's a coherent shape that takes place from the pieces that are presented to the therapist. Because in the mind of the individual, either it's chaotic or they have a shape that they've already defined, then they see it dismantled and then put back together into another coherent shape. And they go, it seems to me that they get the sense that, oh, this is the true shape of things. And that's what gives them the conviction in order to try something different to change things. As opposed to thinking, well, this is just another way of configuring it. And I can configure it however I need to in order to get the outcome that I want. And the fact that I'm here, that I'm having this problem with my couple, in my relationship, shows that I'm not doing this in a way that is helpful to me, that I should change it into a different configuration. But it doesn't mean that that configuration that the therapist provides is the correct one. So why am I mentioning this? The reason I'm mentioning this is that when you are trading, when I've seen traders, when I've seen myself trade, you get the sense of this pattern that you're seeing in the chart. And unless you're very rigorous in how you're measuring things, you end up put on trades, taking off trades, put on trades, taking off trades, and some of them work, some of them don't, and then you end up in this sort of like sense of this is the shape of the market, and you get the sense that I can make a prediction for the future. And what then happens is that some people get so convinced by this future, convinced by this shape, convinced by this coherency, that they throw their rules, the risk mitigation rules, out the window, and they go wholeheartedly in. They double down, they go all in, or what have you, and then they end up destitute if the trade does not work, or worse, like what happened to me. You succeed, and then you think that you're hot stuff, that you've got, that you're able to predict the future, and then you just keep playing that Russian roulette game until you lose. So fooled by randomness is trying to be a prescription or a description as to what's happening there, that there's no reason that you don't want to be doing that. That what you have to assume is that you are putting a narrative, are putting a story on top of what you're seeing, and not to let that affect your decisions. A classic one for this is that people go, the market's always against me. The market's is always against me. No matter what trade I put on, it always does the opposite of what I'm intended to do, and I always lose. They feel like victimized by the market. This is a story. Or someone will take a series of trades. They don't have a meticulous process for it. They take a series of trades. They sort of wing it, and because they flipped heads, they called heads 5 times in a row, they think now they got it. Not understanding that the probability of success has nothing to do with, might not have anything to do with your analysis of the situation, that you're just a victim of the randomness, and that in this random occurrence, you had 5 things in a row that were successful. So Fooled by Randomness is a great wake-up call for people, a great starter book for the Incerto series. So you have survivorship bias there. So with the survivorship bias, because something has worked, people have a tendency to believe that it will continue to work. And that could be very dangerous, because you might then, it's like walking across a lake of a frozen lake. And you take one step and it doesn't break, and you take another step and it doesn't break, you take another step, it doesn't break, and you go, okay, it's not going to break, and then you run across the lake and you fall in the hole. Just because the past behaved in a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that the future will behave in that way as well. And so always test your step in that analogy. Narrative fallacy, you have this narrative that you have placed onto a subject, and you're attributing validity to the narrative because the narrative makes sense. And then overfitting and the illusion of control, where your narrative, the structure that you've created in your mind fits very well with the past. And so, because you fitted it very well to the past. So it could be your trading style. You had this trading idea, this trading setup that you look for, and it worked very well for the last 20 trades. And so you assume it'll work well for the future. And so you might take larger risks in the future. Whereas, and I had to learn this in a hard way, that's strategies are like tools that you could pull off a shelf. The utopian strategy of you set this, you run it forever, you let it run, and you make money. That I've never actually seen, other than buy and hold the stock market. But like a strategy where you're trading, I've never seen it where you just have the strategy, turn it on, run it, and it just prints money from then on. Often, what I'll see is that a strategy is a great tool for a specific asset in a specific time frame in a specific regime. In the same way that some things are better in winter to do than they are in summer to do. And so you sort of have to learn how to, when to turn on your strategy, when to use a certain set of indicators, when a certain set of criteria are met, and then have it activated then. Guys, we've gone on now for 15 minutes. We're past the point that I had set up for this, and we only talked by full by randomness. You know what that means? It means we're going to be talking about the rest of the Incerto series for the rest of the week. So tomorrow we'll do Black Swan. The day after we'll do Bed of Prestige. Then we'll do Anti-Fragile and Skin in the Game. Anti-Fragile and the Skin in the Game next week. So, or maybe we could do a 2-for-1. So we'll just do it for the rest of the week. Sounds fair. Sounds fun. And hopefully that's been helpful so far. We're going to move now to make it an indicator. All right, so let's take a look at that. All right, let's watch this and then we will get into it.
I just found a brand new TradingView indicator that is basically an improved version of the traditional. I just found a brand new TradingView indicator that is basically an improved version of the traditional stochastic RSI indicator. In this video, we're gonna explore what this indicator is, how it works, and we'll also combine it with other technical indicators to create a super profitable trading strategy. If you end up finding this video helpful, remember to leave a like. Let's get into it. Now, the indicator that we're talking about is called Stochastic Momentum Index, or SMI. To add it to our chart, we're gonna open the indicator search tab and type in Stochastic Momentum Index and select this one by this TradingView user. Now, after adding this indicator to our chart, there's gonna be this dark line right here that is not visible because of the dark mode on TradingView. So let's access the settings and change its color to white, as well as other settings. The Stochastic Momentum Index is a variation of the traditional stochastic oscillator. It measures where the current close price is in relation to the midpoint of a recent trading range with the aim of identifying momentum changes in price. As with many oscillators, it provides traders with insights about potential overbought or oversold conditions in the market. Now, this indicator is made up of very few components. Let's go over them real quick. So this white line right here is called the stochastic oscillator. Its main purpose is to identify the position of the current price in relation to a recent trading range. Next, we have this red line right here. It's basically an exponential moving average, or EMA. By comparing the EMA to the stochastic oscillator, this indicator is able to determine the beginning of bullish and bearish momentum based on the crossovers of the two lines. Next, we have this green and red background fills. The green fill at the bottom represents an oversold market condition. It's created whenever the stochastic oscillator goes below this blue line at the bottom. On the other hand, the red fills at the top represent overbought market conditions, and they are formed whenever the stochastic oscillator goes above this blue line at the top. Speaking of the blue lines, what exactly are they? Well, these blue lines are basically...
How do you guys feel about this type of video, this sort of style? This sort of like faceless, cliche, a little cheesy way with the pops and the animations. Do people like this? I mean, this video has 783,000 views, so maybe so. Maybe I'll start making stuff like this for our channel. I can be a little bit verbose, a little bit long-winded.
Basically the upper and lower bands, and they represent the upper and lower limits of the most recent price range. The upper line is located at the 40 level of this indicator scale, while the lower line is located at the -40 level of this indicator scale. And as mentioned earlier, they are used to indicate overbought and oversold levels in the market whenever the stochastic oscillator goes beyond. Now that we know what this indicator is made of, the next question is, how does it work? Well, it's really simple. In a bullish trend, whenever the stochastic oscillator, this white line, goes below the lower band, that indicates a weakening of the pre-existing bullish momentum. This also means that the market is in a pullback. Traders should pay attention to these pullbacks because they represent areas of potential trade entries. On the other hand, in a bearish trend, whenever the stochastic oscillator goes above the upper band, that indicates a weakening of the pre-existing bearish momentum, and it's also an indication of a market pullback. These pullbacks in bearish trends are important because they represent areas of potential trade entries. Now, speaking of trade entries, how can we use this indicator to take trades? Well, I'm gonna show you. But before that, let's talk about Henker trade. Now, you may be thinking,
and what exactly is Henker trade?
Henker trade is one of the most reliable forex brokers out there, and for that reason, I use them every single day. Here are examples that it's a trend. For example, here, we're basically gonna wait for the stochastic oscillator to go below the lower band. This indicates a pullback in a bullish trend. After we have the pullback, we want the stochastic oscillator to come back above the lower band and cross above this red EMA. This crossover indicates the end of the pullback and the beginning of a bullish trend continuation. And this is where we're gonna enter our trade. To take a short trade, it's gonna be the opposite. So in a bearish trend, for example here, we're basically gonna wait for the stochastic oscillator to go above the upper band. This indicates a pullback in a bearish trend. After we have the pullback, we want the stochastic oscillator to come back below the upper band and cross below this red EMA. This crossover indicates the end of the pullback and the beginning of a bearish trend continuation.
Right,
and this is where we can bullish trend line. Like this.
Alright, how to define a trend?
Or like this. Or like this.
Alright, so they can use an indicator.
Typing
EMA cloud.
To add it to our chart, we're gonna open the indicator but header beautiful, and this is of the 50 period EMA is below the 200 period EMA. The space is filled with a red background color, signaling a bearish trend. This visualization makes it easy to see when the market is in a bullish phase or in a bearish phase without needing to look at the individual EMAs. Now, to trade using this combined indicator strategy, here is how we're gonna do it. To take a long trade, first, we want the market to be in a bullish trend. To confirm that, we just make sure that the EMA is a bullish trend. We skip like to crow or at bullish or at loss profit run for short in a bit. And second, we're gonna pay attention to this.
Let's take a look at that. Let's see what we can make from that. All right. Going to replace you with you. All right. So what was the indicator? Let's set up a trading view. 1 second. Can you see my screen? Yes. I have to get music playing in the background here. Let's do this on Tesla, my favorite stock not to buy. The Widowmaker stock. Actually, here they do it on JPY. Let's do that. All right. Stochastic Momentum Index. And he did it from, let's see here. His was from Surgithly. All right, add you to the chart, and then EMA trend cloud. Ooh, is that the right one? All right, EMA trend cloud. Let's go. Westbrook Jr. I don't see it. Is it gone? Let's see. R. Westbrook Jr. Strategy. Do we have your script? Let's see. I guess maybe he modified it to be this guy. All right. We'll use you, open source script. All right, let's hide you for now. What were the settings he chose? Alrighty, so then he changed stochastic to white. All right, stochastic to white. Red, EMA. First plot, teal. Second one, teal. One, two, three. One, one, two, three. All right. He did this on the 1 hour chart. All right, we have that. And then for the next one, for the cloud, let's just remove all the stuff. So first of all, for the stochastic, let's just save this as a new script. Let's upgrade you to version 6. Well, first, actually, let's add you a chart and change your default settings so you'll be white. Which one was white? Stochastic was white. EMA is red. First plot is teal. Fourth one is teal. Let's get the next one. The one after that here. Alrighty. You're good, you're good. Overbought, oversold. We disable you. All right. All right. So we want you to be about oversold. It's the wrong one. Red, green. So this is the wrong one. It's somewhere else. It's called overbought here. Good. 3, 1, 3, 2. 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2. Okay, so here, now let's upgrade you to version 6. Save. Indicators look exactly the same. Perfect. And we can get rid of the next one. All right. For the EMA cloud, let's just go ahead and copy that. We only want the EMA. We do not want all the strategy components. Is there a fast way I can do this? Let's change you to an indicator. Overlay true. All the margin stuff, all the strategy stuff, you go away. Trade quantity, no. Pullback trigger, none. Session, no. We don't need that. We just need the EMA lengths, the plots, the color, and remove all the strategy conditions. All that is gone. We just need you. We save. We add you to chart. You're overlaid on the other one perfectly. Remove you. EMA cloud. Trend cloud. And convert to version 6. Alrighty. Okay, guys, we are doing the Pine Trades SMI video. That's what we're doing now. Okay, so now we want to remove the top and bottom border for that. We don't need you. We do need to fill, so let's turn you guys nothing. Great. So that's what we had in the video. All right, now we have to combine these.
So we want you to be in the other one. So let's copy you. Let's go to the previous one. Let's make a copy. And we're going to name you, what do you call this? Stochastic RSI. What do they call this? SMI trend cloud. Let's call it like that. Okay. Oh, that was the author name. All right, inspiration. Let's put the other one in. So this guy's going to be at the bottom. So we'll do overlay. False. Actually, I'll put their names in later, so I'm not distracted. What's wrong with you? Too long. All right. Let's add you to the chart. There you are. We don't need you anymore. And then we're going to add the other one, the EMA cloud. So let's paste you at the top. I'm just going to name you. All right. And you, we're going to put on top. Force overlay. All right, save you. You disappear, and you're there. Great. Oh, I was muted.
All right, so I'm going to turn this into a chat here. So let's go to you. Let's ask our AI to take the transcript of the video and extract out the steps that we need to follow. All right, long setup, trend filter. EMA cloud is green, yeah. Price is trading above the cloud, true. Pullbacks, SMI white line drops below the 40 lower band. Market pulling back. During this pullback, price touches the cloud but doesn't close above it. Yes, below it, sorry. Ooh, allergies. All right. Momentum resumption. SMI white line moves back above the lower band and crosses up through the red EMA above the band. The crossover candle is bullish green. Enter the trade long at the close of the crossover candle. Stop loss just below the most recent swing low. Take profit. All right, so we don't need the take profit and stop loss and stuff like that. So let's move all the trade entries. Just be added markers for the long and short. All right, EMA cloud dips below 40, while below price touches the cloud but doesn't close beneath it. SMA line climbs back above 40 and crosses EMA above the lower band, cross candle itself, bullish green. All right, that should be enough. Let's grab you. Go to our cursor. I use Cloud Code instead of cursor. One, it's cheaper, have a flat rate, and I think Claude is the best model for this sort of thing, and so I don't find myself switching between models. All right. Yeah. All right, I need buy and sell signals to appear on the trading view chart for the Pine script. Here are the steps to follow for the conditions confluences to be met. Please be sure to follow. Oh, you know what? I need to set something up here. Let's initialize Claude. Let's create the instruction file. So I like to prep my Claude with, or any LM, with some of the documentation from TradingView, PineScript, and the references. because I find it makes a bunch of the same mistakes again and again, and I try to mitigate it. It's not perfect, but maybe we can find a sweet spot here. All right, so it's analyzing my code base, which shouldn't take this long. Why is it taking this long? What are you analyzing? What are you analyzing here? Max listed or exceeding warning, possible event target memory leak detected. 11, yeah, looks like a problem there. Now it's actually reading the right file. Setting 2 lines should just take a few seconds. And then we should be done. This task means that it spun up another Claude code. All right, so it created a Claude code document. All right, this is a PineScript project containing training view technical, blah, blah, blah. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. Do I want to edit? Yes. Do I want to make this edit? Yes. No. I would like you. All right. I'm saying I would like you to prepare the claude.md file in such a way so that the instructions are sent in the in context error in context. To Claude code that will help mitigate errors when writing PineScript version 6. There are a number of rules and expectations for PineScript version 6 that often you'll forget, so I need you to review the following pages, prepare detailed guidelines to follow when writing PineScript so that each time you're asked to update PineScript, all the rules and guidelines are properly considered. I've never actually done this version before, so we'll see how that goes. I don't even know what I'll prepare, so let's see what we can get. So I like to go to PineScript, the welcome, where is it? There it is. Welcome. Then I like to give it first the, where is it? Release notes. Then I like giving it, because the release notes, often, depending on the model you're dealing with, it's trained up to a certain date. And so if you give it the release notes, it can follow like from that date what kind of changes were made. Sometimes it's helpful. I like to give it the user-defined functions, which often it forgets. The arrays. Maybe one day I'll like really prepare like an MCP server or something like that for this. Concepts for lines, boxes, and drawings. I won't give that this time. Oh, style guide. I love preparing the style guide so I can organize my scripts in the right way. Debugging so that I could always find ways of resolving its errors. Limitations. Huh, I've never given this before. Let's give limitations. Let's give it the error messages. All right, let's just copy all this and see if this works. All right. The beauty of Claude Code is that when you're paying the max plans, the 5x or 20x, actually I'm on the 20x, you don't really have to worry about the number of tokens you're using. So fetch PyScript, release nodes, analyze user-defined functions. All right, it's going to do all that. So let's see. Let it crunch. Now while it's doing that, I'll do that. I need to buy and sell signals. Here are the steps to follow for the conditions. Please be sure to follow the PyScript basics guidelines in cloud. Let's wait for this to be done. Don't ask again. Is it possible to play some music? Can I pipe some music through? Maybe. Let's see. Hey, wait, is it already piped? Let's see here. I gotta be careful with the cursor one. If the context window becomes too large, if it gets to 200,000 tokens, it'll stop. But we're only at 2,000. All right. Let's see. No, you can't hear that. Let's see.
Oh no, you're not going to hear that. Never mind. Can't hear the music now. I'll get that working in the future. 4,000 tokens and going. Goodness gracious. Do I want to make the edits in Claude? Let's see. What is our Claude file? What do I mean? They created the Claude file and then did other things? I've created a comprehensive Claude.md file with detailed PineScript v6 guidelines based on official documentation. The file includes version-specific changes, function rules, array handling, drawing limits, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. All right, let's see. Doesn't seem very specific, but we'll just leave it at that. Actually, no. Can you please add to Claude Markdown the links to the documentation and also put a rule that whatever new thing it learns about PineScript v6, it should update the Claude document accordingly. That way it becomes a living document, learning, growing, becoming more. And since Claude is there, we can refer to Claude. ID is disconnected. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Well, I guess we could leave it like that. All right, did it update the document? Yes. Okay, let's see what you'll do. Will you work properly? Will you be what I need you to be? Vibe coding, our indicator to make it all it needs to be. Every day I'm processing, every day I'm processing. Huh, doing this every night should be fun. Well, Monday to Thursday anyway. All right. Yep, let's see what the edits are. All right, so it made a bunch of changes. What were the changes it made? It made changes here. Oh, it wholesale updated the code. Okay, change the. No. Don't change the overlay to true. AMA Cloud. It added extra detail. Not sure why it made those changes. Okay, signal detection. All right, update tracking variables. If it's smooth. All right, let's see what it looks like when we toss it onto the chart.
we don't have to worry about overwriting the changes since the inversion history, we'll be able to see all the changes we've made to the file. Well, at least I will. Okay, so we still have our thing on the chart. Our markers are appearing very large and where they're not supposed to be. So let's go back to U. And we want our markers. Actually, we'll just do it here. Plot shape. We need U to be force overlay true. All right, you're appearing where you need to be. You're too big. Let's make you small. Still too big. Tiny. Oh, wait, I should be able to give a specific number, right? No, I can't do it for this one. Too small. All right, let's see if they're appearing where they need to be. Alrighty, so in the video, was there a specific example that we can use? Here's an example. So this is March 23rd, 2022. Oh, and let's see. Let's jump to March 23rd. That's what it was, yeah. Wednesday, March 23rd. What's the time on the chart? He is at UTC plus 3. Over here. That's what it looks like anyway. Let's go. Let's put you into picture in picture. Hey, where's my picture in picture? Oh, I already have another picture in picture going. Let's move you. Okay, so is this the right one? It looks like it. Bounce. Yep, that's it. So over here, our U is correct, or the stochastic is right, but not our moving average cloud. Did we not change the settings properly? All right, we're supposed to change it to 50 and 200. 50 and 200. Oh, it is already 50 and 200. Hey, no, you're seeing 9 and 20. Fast. Oh, there's two of them here. Why are there two of them? Why are there two of you? So you're here, but you're not being used. You're here, and you are being used. Okay, there's a problem here. So There appears to be a problem where you've added another EMA cloud, 50 and 200, when there was already a fast and slow length there to use. In other words, I already provided you with the base code. Let's see if we can fix it. All right, let's see if it fixes that. Remove. All right, let's see. Size small. All right, let's go back. What was it? March 23rd here. So we have all right, March 23rd here. Trade starts right there. Just where we would have thought. Right over here at the cross. Oh wait. Yeah. That's right. All right, let's see if there's another one. This one is, when is this? March. January 19th, 2022. I love these scripts that jump around. Hey, let me go find perfect trades. All right, that's over here, and would have done a sell. Right on the 20th. All right, what is it saying? It comes down. All right, keep going, keep going. Okay, do the trade there. That's where it is. There, it works. Ça y est, c'est fait. So then we can add in, let's just go and put the script update you over here so you're the right one. We don't need the debug. What I do like, I should tell it something.
right, when force overlay appears in a script, an overlay. Set to false. All right, there is a force overlay feature that recently came out that we need to teach the system about. There we go. Give it the blog post. So let's update Cloud Code accordingly. While that's happening, what I want are logs. So let's log you. Reset tracking variable, plot, log signal. So if log signal. What is it? Info dot log. What is it again? I can't remember. Info. Log.info. Oh. All right, now in the pine logs, we'll see where the signals are, and we could always jump to them. Great. Now let's work on the look of this over the last couple of minutes. Yeah. Does this work on Bitcoin? Let's see. On va voir. Yes. Sort of, sort of. Yes, yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. Sort of. Yes. Huh. All right. I don't like the way that this looks, this tag cloud. So let's modify you so that we can see your edges. Oh no, we can't see your edges. Oh, sure we can. What am I talking about?
right. That's the cloud color. Let's put you over here. Why is Bull and Bear here? Are you being used? No. I don't see you being used. Let's get rid of you. Let's use color over here. Over here. We're going to let you be displayed. Let's see what you look like. And let's the fill be a little bit lighter. Why on earth are you still so dark? Ah, it's better. There, that's easier on the eyes for me. I don't like red, so let us choose a different one. Let's choose you instead of red. And yeah, prefer that. Maybe blue instead of green. Let's use you. Should we use those same colors for our signals? Yeah, why not? So we'll plot short signal. And long signal. It's too garish otherwise. Much better trend. And then this white is just too much. Oh wait, I can't change the color because I've changed the... All right, let's do this instead. That's cleaner, makes more... Let's organize the script better so it's cleaner, has better comments, and the inputs are grouped intuitively with options to change the colors of the plots. What problems could you have? Better comments. Let's see if that's better. That is a thick line. So, okay, so that's organized better. Except looks terrible. Let's just do it this way. Nope. That's wrong. Let's put you. You may slow. We don't need you as text. All right, that's better. I don't need the word length. That's obvious. Cloud transparency. Fine. Percent K. Right, all the rest of that is fine, except the line is gosh darn too thick. Far, far, far too thick. Time is all basically up. I have to stop. So we'll do it like that. All right, we'll leave it like you. That's nice. Script's done. Well, that's it, folks. We made a script, combined the Pine script. That was fun. Let's just go and put the reference in there. I'll go add the authors later. And then we'll post it into, I'll make some other modifications, post it to the group, and there, you can use it. All right. If you guys are interested in these types of experiences, like Peter is here, just let me know. I will be happy to make. I'm going to be doing these like every day, Monday to Thursday. This is what I'm planning on doing. We're really going to make the biggest library that we can when it comes to indicators and maybe even strategy. So we'll see. I live on praise and feedback, so please provide that to me, and I will provide all of myself to you. For now, wish you a great night, and see you tomorrow.